Hello, my name is Ann Morelli, a Filipina with a Spanish maiden name and an Italian last name. I'm very proud to say I come from the Philippines, a country which was colonized by the Spanish for nearly 400 years, hence the Spanish maiden name. My father worked in the United Nations, so I've been traveling and living abroad and speaking English since I was a baby. I went to international schools in Jerusalem, Islamabad, and in Manila. And then I got my bachelor degree from Ateneo de Manila University. My first job out of university was kindergarten teacher. I think this and the fact that my mother used to be a teacher herself was a sign of where I was headed. I just didn't really realize it back then. I got into service-related jobs such as cleaner, florist, and this led to a job in hospitality. This enabled me to work in New Zealand as a business and hospitality management lecturer. And that was where I met my Italian husband, Giuseppe. In 2008, I decided to take the CELTA, and boy, was that one of the best decisions I've made in my life. I had so much fun teaching English to students from all over the world. I was blessed to get accepted in the top English language school in New Zealand. I was the first and only Filipino English teacher. Being a teacher challenges and inspires me because I'm able to empower others, and I truly believe this is my calling in life. I believe teaching overseas provides valuable life experience, which helps me as a person and as an educator. I've been teaching abroad now for 7 years. I've taught in New Zealand, the Czech Republic, and Italy. I absolutely love the people I meet and work with. Some have even become my best friends. I also cherish the things I learned from my students. I'll never forget the 6-year-old boy named Honzo in Prague who was just so witty and funny and lovely. In Auckland, I remember teaching a group of female Saudi students, and that was such an eye-opener for me because they're completely covered, and having them interact in the classroom was so interesting. I really like the challenge it gives me when I teach abroad. Going to a completely new place and not knowing a lot about the culture, well, it's frightening and exciting at the same time. I'll never forget going into a class full of Czech students, and I was just so scared, but it turned out to be such a wonderful experience. I mean, they're so sweet and friendly and really fun to be with. Um, Teaching abroad allows me to see beautiful places and, of course, eat the most awesome food. Basically, I rise to the challenge wherever I am, and the outcome is always enriching for me. So how do you get from this to this? I believe in setting clear rules from the very beginning and being consistent and fair. For young learners especially, it's very important to have both positive and negative reinforcements. I establish a point system from the start of the course. Students either get points or get points taken away for their behavior, participation, and use of English, of course. At the end of each class, the learners receive stickers. My other classroom management techniques are assigning or asking for volunteer teachers' helpers, whether it's distributing course books or crayons. I always get them to help out. They love that. Getting them to help each other or explain things to each other, even in their first language, when they don't fully understand an exercise or activity. That's also really important as a classroom management technique. So it doesn't always fall on the teacher to do everything. And also counting down, especially when there are some slower students and there's some early finishers. So I go, okay guys, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pencils down, arms up, I'm finished, I'm finished, I'm finished. Okay, well done. So you always have to just keep pushing them, but just keeping that balance between encouraging and not pushing too much and giving them too much pressure. I love to incorporate chanting and singing into my activities. just because young learners especially, they respond to that, they have fun with that. So anything to do with movement and dancing and singing and acting is always a great way to manage and control the class. I've taught large classes before, and while it can be quite challenging in terms of mixed abilities, having a lot of students mingling, chatting, playing with each other can be a really productive, fun, enjoyable, and meaningful experience for them and, of course, for me. I divide the class into 2 groups and ask for volunteer team leaders for each group. I'd make it fun and competitive by giving points to the team that finishes first or does a really great job or uses English very well. Of course, I take away points for the team that does not follow rules or misbehaves, etc. Counting down is a great way to keep everybody in the class at the same pace, getting them to explain things to each other if they need to. Always having extra exercises or activities for the early finishers is a great way to control, students that get bored or because they don't have anything to do, they get disruptive. So always important to keep them moving, keep them on task, make sure the tasks are challenging enough for their level. To manage the situation, I'd first threaten to take away a point by going, Giovanni, and then encourage Giovanni to participate back into the activity. If he's still not listening and being disruptive, I'd go up to him, place a hand on his shoulder, whether he's standing or sitting down, and just make sure that he knows I'm keeping an eye on him. If he's still disruptive, I take away another point and tell him to go sit in the corner or stand in the corner and wait for a period of time. Not forever, okay, because you want the student to come back to the activity. When the change of activity occurs, I would say, Giovanni, would you like to come join us now? Come on, sweetie. And then, hopefully the child joins. No, there isn't.
No, there isn't.
Very good. One more question.
Is there a lamp in the house? Tu non hai preso il No, there isn't.
Very good, Paolo. Wow, very good. Very good, Irene. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope to work with you very soon. Have a great day. Bye. Everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.